with his 5 tonight. He's 3 away. He could get it Saturday against the Utah Jazz.
Could. Oh, it's happening.
You're calling it flat out here?
But you look at those three guys, three of the greatest shooters of all time. But Steph is so unique because he does it both. He does it off the dribble, off the high pick and roll, and of course he moves so well without the ball, the way Ray Allen and Reggie Miller did. Yeah, he'll get it Saturday night, and
you're calling it. It's a lock. He's going to get 3.
He's joined the 2,500 club. Soon he's going to have his own club, like
4K.
Yes.
4K. Easy.
And I don't think anyone's getting invited.
No.
Just Steph.
No.
It's his own club.
Although the way they shoot the 3-ball, you know, is that a record that Steph can put out there so far? I actually thought Klay Thompson, when it was all said and done, may rival Steph, but these last 2 years he's not going to play a single minute due to injury. But the way these guys shoot threes now, is that a record that he could put far enough out there, Darrell, that'll never be broken? Or the way they shoot threes, will somebody get him one day?
I think he can. Like Mully said, he does it different ways. It's not just catch and shoot. It's off the dribble. It's off ISOs. It's off down screen. So he's doing it 100 different ways. And I don't see too many guys out here that's scoring like that. It's a few guys, the Damian Lillards of the world, but Steph, he's just doing it a little bit different. The
numbers he puts up, they're so staggering because of the efficiency. He's so efficient from the three-point line. And now this year he's shooting as much as he has ever in his career. So the number's going to keep on climbing. And they need to. They need him to be like that each and every night to give themselves a chance to win.
Looking ahead to 2055, I wonder if Cannon Curry could break his
He's already got the Euro step.
He's got the Euro step. Kalena was teaching him that the other night. Speaking of Kalena Azubuike, let's head back out to Chase, check in with Bob Fitzgerald and Kalena, their thoughts on tonight's game, Draymond's ejection, and the game in Salt Lake City on Saturday.
Well, the beauty of the NBA is the games come fast and furious, and you turn the page and you move on to the next one. And the Utah Jazz are an elite team. So to go to Utah, and then you're looking at Donovan Mitchell and Conley, Bogdanovich, Gobert. This is a veteran team that has a really interesting style because they're the best three-point shooting team, and that's going to be a big challenge.
Well, they consider themselves a legit championship contender. That's how they think about themselves. And you think about them offensively, really good offensive team. They're also a really good defensive team, the three-point shooting. They run a lot of great stuff to get threes. They'll get into the paint. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell puts a ton of pressure on your defense. So that's where your work is going to be cut out for you.
If the Warriors look at that game, it's a Wiseman-Gobert grow-up game. So you're watching that, but it's also how do you free up Steph, because Conley's a good defender, Mitchell's a good defender, and so it's the Curry action, but I also want to see Wiseman-Gobert. That's 14 feet of basketball player.
Yeah, we may see some of the stuff we saw in the Spurs game last night, where you're seeing Steph set screens, maybe get downhill off the pick and roll, see if you can get Gobert away from the basket,
that makes sense,
away from the basket. A double team, Steph will come off of it, and you got 4-on-3 if Draymond is going at him. So you got to get a little tricky, a little creative on the offensive side because they're disciplined. They don't beat themselves on the defensive end. Not a ton of mistakes for this Utah Jazz team.
Well, the Warriors have seen contenders. They've played the Clippers well, played the Lakers well, but the Utah Jazz, after that you have the 2 Minnesota games, but Utah on the road, that is one of the tougher challenges in the league. See if the Warriors bounce back not only offensively but defensively after allowing the Knicks 119. That'll be the challenge on Saturday.
As played tonight, we'll show you their highlights coming up a little bit later on, Bob. Nico Mannion, Mully, played only 8 minutes in his career, brief career, coming in as a rookie against Sacramento in a big win. Tonight, because Draymond was out and needed a ball handler before you go to Wanamaker, he played 8 more minutes tonight. He had 4 assists tonight.
Fearless competitor. He's a very good athlete, and he competes. Here he is getting into the paint, dropping off his fellow rookie, James Wiseman. I think he's going to be a really good player. He just needs some experience. Got great court vision.
Yeah, I liked him, in college, and I'm happy that he had the opportunity to get in there early. It's always good when a coach just throws you in there. You're not thinking about it, but that lets you know that Coach Kerr and that coaching staff know that he's been working and he's staying ready. So he had some good minutes, I think, tonight.
All right, speaking of Coach Kerr, we are going to head back to Chase and hear from Steve. What happened with Draymond Green? Obviously yelling at James Wiseman, not at the official John Butler, but that John at his teammate, the young James Wiseman, and basically what Draymond said was, come on, man, F that, referring to that pass that got swiped by Nerlens Noel. And as they go back, you see Draymond yelling at Wiseman, and Butler tees him up right there. So What's your interpretation of how this went down?
I think, it was the wrong call in my opinion. This happens, throughout the course of the season when you're trying to throw the ball in the post and, your guy might not seal him or, it might be a bad pass. So I think it was just the wrong play, the wrong time. And I think the referee thought he was talking to him.
And it looked like Draymond was upset with James Wiseman for not holding off Nerlens Noel. A similar play happened with the Lakers, where Draymond tried to throw the ball to James Wiseman. He didn't catch it. To me, I was always taught it's always the passes. He's in control of what happens. And if the ball's turned over, it's the passer. Right? Yeah, he could have held off and been a little more physical. But again, the leadership, how you speak to your teammates, is as important how you speak to the referees. There's got to be some control there.
Yeah.
You're still trying to teach this incredibly gifted young player who's going to be a superstar, teach him the NBA game. How that happens on a daily basis is important.
Marquise Chris immediately chimed in. He's hurt, broken leg, bad ankle, watching at home, and he said he wasn't yelling at John Butler, the official. He was yelling at his teammate. But the question is, and he is going to take James Wiseman under his wing, and he's going to teach him defensive rotations, how to play in this league. But there's a lot of tact. Some guys would be spicy with their teammates, maybe Kobe Bryant, maybe Michael Jordan behind closed doors. But you got a 19-year-old, very impressionable young man trying to do the right thing. And to call him out like that, and again, that's not why he got run. He should not have been run. Right. But should he be speaking to his teammates like that in an open gym with microphones around officials and not do it in the closed practice setting?
It's the heat of a moment, but once again, this is a rookie. He's a 19-year-old rookie that played, 3 games before his the first 15 games. So he's learning. And a lot of things is going to be, you have to take patience. It takes patience to talk to young players. I was a 19-year-old rookie. I wasn't playing as many minutes, important minutes as James Wiseman, but it is ways that you can, relay things to your teammates and let them know, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. So it's different ways to express your feelings to your teammates.
At halftime, Darrell and I spoke to Tim Hardaway Sr. He was similar to that. He was very outspoken, very competitive, very fiery. But there is a tact, as you said, to how you approach guys. James Wiseman seems like he's a sponge. He wants all the information, and how that's relayed is important. And everyone has their own style, right? You got to be true to your personality. Steph is very laid back. Draymond's a fiery, competitive guy. And that may be their relationship. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah. How do you think this is handled among the coaching staff? Does Steve say something to Draymond? Yes, we got it wrong. Maybe we should have a mechanism to challenge this and look at this and go back and listen to the audio. Hey, John Butler, he's not yelling at you. Right. He's yelling at his teammate. But why is he yelling at his teammate
I think
like that?
For sure.
Is that something Steve should bring up to Draymond?
I'm with Darrell. I think it was totally the wrong call by the referee. Draymond Green should not have been ejected. So I think that should be a challengeable call. And I think they could easily go, they have the audio, as you said. They go to the screen, they go to Secaucus. It was just, because we had another play where Bullock missed that layup, and it was an invert whistle. That's really what it was. It was an invert whistle, and they could have changed it. Yeah.
All right, so James Wiseman played on after Draymond got ejected, and we thought, arguably his best game as a young pro last night against LaMarcus Aldridge. We knew it would be difficult, way more difficult tonight against Mitchell Robinson, Darrell, but he played well tonight. He went 24-47. He had 15 points. He had 8 rebounds, 5 of 9 from the floor, made 5 of 7 from the free throw line, and he was active, and he got a lot of run after Draymond was run late in the game.
Yeah, I thought it was a good game for him, especially seeing 2 young, good shot blockers, Nerlens Noel, who's known for his defense, and also Mitch Robertson, he's known for his defense. So I thought he did a pretty good job with, holding his own against these guys and going, attacking their bodies like we talked about in pregame and trying to finish over top of them. So I think he had a pretty solid game tonight.
Another learning experience after playing against Anthony Davis, Marc Gasol, LaMarcus Aldridge. These 2 young fellas, as Darrell said, Nerlens Noel and Mitchell Robinson, similar to Wiseman in stature, a very similar style of play. I thought he did a good job. Every night I watch him, I see a lot of positive. I don't really see the negatives with him.
So you lose Draymond Green, and obviously your defense eroded. It wasn't good in the first quarter. It was better in the second quarter. Then in the second half, it fell apart because you don't have Draymond. But he also does so much offensively, sets the high drag, the screen for Steph. They run the offense through him. So Steph's role in the second half changed, and they had to bring Nico Mannion in right away to get in their ball handler to get Steph off the ball in the second half, minus Draymond.
I really thought